Hey y'all. So, I ain't forget about it. I told you I was waiting on Momo to call Rafi so she could quit. She did it. And she called him and was like, hey Rafi. She's like, you busy? She said, you sleep? He said, I'm about to. What's going on? Well, I want to call you and talk to you about, at the store and everything. And it's starting to get back. It's starting to get like it was at the club when girls was catty or whatever. 1 minute I'm fired, 1 minute I'm not fired. I'm on probation and stuff like that. And it's starting to mess with my mental health. Well, no. I know that Jocelyn and Sade can get kind of catty, whatever, but don't let it worry. We straight and everything. She's like, yeah, I know it, but I'm just getting to a point to where I'm not feeling it, and I don't think that it's gonna work out, And she was like, with my mental health, I just think that I just don't need to be working there. And he was like, Momo, what you saying? He said, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you just take a little while off? I'll hold your spot, and then you can come back after you get your mental health straight. She was like, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I don't want to seem like that I'm not appreciative. No, he said, because what you're doing, it feels like it's like a spit in the face. And she was like, well, I don't want it to feel like a spit in the face situation, but it just like starting to wear on me and I just can't deal with it. Girl, why don't you just tell him that you quit because D don't want you working there no more? Why you just won't tell him that? Because you'll be straight up forward, But see, you've been actually getting that man money, got him in his feelings, and now you finna quit. So he was like, he said, Momo, just take some time off, and I got you. She said, Rafi, I don't want to do that. I'm quitting. I'm just quitting. You can feel my spot. I quit. And she said, okay, all right, bye. Did you see the pound puppy look on his face when she hung that phone up in his face? See, Rafi, you was going out to bat for that girl, and you see how she done you. So now you're going to go to the store, you're going to have an attitude with Sade, you're going to have an attitude with Jocelyn, and you're going to try to blame them for running Momo off. When in reality, Momo wasn't trying to go nowhere because you was giving her money, and and D told it. So I can't wait till D come to the store. D come to the store and him and Rafi have a talk because they are cool. And Rafi tells him what goes on, and D tell him, well, yeah, I told her that, she don't need to work there no more. She my girl. It's gonna be good. Don't that sound like that's a good little skit? When he'll be like, man, he was like, what the deal is? Man, you remember I'm talking to you about Momo and all that, man? That man, Jocelyn and Sade and them been picking at it and everything, and we've been getting close and stuff, going out to eat, and, I've been doing things for her, and then all of a sudden, she just feel like that she can't work here no more, and she just quit. And D gonna be looking sideways like, what? Well, I think D already know. Because he said, is it a reason why you're so pressed on staying at that store? So I think D already know. What y'all think? I think D already know. But either way it go, she blew his gasket up. And now she's sick. I'll talk to y'all later. Not she's sick. He's sick. Now he finna be walking around there looking crazy and all that. And you ain't never cuddled with the girl. You ain't never been intimate with the girl. So you just let her play you. She just played you like a duck. And just because you got money in the bank, that means that you just felt like that she didn't really do what she did to you. But she did do what she did to you. Talk to y'all later.